The program is still this morning on ITV. It's time now to go straight into our first discussion segment. And as usual, what we do Monday morning is to take a look at some issues arising from the aviation sector. We, of course, your number one aviation freak, Mr. Godwin Ike, will take us through what has been happening and with a view of providing solutions which the federal government can take to make the sector work and provide better services for Nigerian passengers. Okay, quickly, I will be talking to your number one aviation freak on the need to reform aviation sector, on the need for reformation in the aviation sector. Mr. Godwin Ike is already on the line. A very good morning to you.
Hi, good morning, Joe. And my dear, wonderful viewers, happy New Year again, and welcome to the program.
All right, Mr. Ike, between last week and last 2 weeks, we saw that so many flights could not move as a result of bad weather. What do you say to that?
Oh, well, it's usually a problem we experience at this time of the year, virtually annually, and we need to find a permanent solution to this situation. When you have upsurge in passenger traffic and you find that airlines appear not to be ready for the pressure, and so more often than not, people book flights and get to the airport and find out that they are unable to fly. The flight said to have been booked is speeded up, and there's a lot of jostling and storming at the airport. It shouldn't. Things should be better organized. And so,
but on the issue,
the pressure is a little down.
Mr. Ike, on the issue whereby because of weather condition, flights are unable to fly, does it happen in developed climes?
I spoke on that exhaustively last week, and now that you're raising it again, I can only tell you exactly the same thing that I mentioned last week. The problem is aviation infrastructure. We are lacking behind in the appropriate infrastructure, both on the ground, in the airport, and on board the airplanes we use for our local flights. Because it's not enough to install the best of instrument landing system, for instance, and you don't have compliant airplanes. So even if you install them and the planes that will use them are not compliant, they end up being useless. We must upgrade the airplanes that we use to be able to use the best of instrument landing system. At the moment, the world is dealing with category 3C of instrument landing system, which can bring you in to touchdown in total, complete darkness. You don't need to see anything physically, and it will guide you in and touch you down at the threshold nicely and safely. Unfortunately, we do not yet have any of those in any of our airports, and even if Honorable Minister chooses to install one today, there's still a challenge. The airplanes we're using for local flights, I do not think that there is anyone that is compliant. And so it's a whole lot of coordinated work that will have to be done. We must improve our instrument landing systems and all other navigational aids. We must have them in place. place and then find a way to get the airlines to upgrade their airplanes to be compliant. In that way, the story about inability to fly because we have Hamilton haze and some other weather situations that impair vision. It's unheard of. It's unheard of in most civilized climates. Those sort of things don't stop flying anymore. You have more serious, weather situations that can stop flight, such as heavy snowfall, like is being experienced right now in some parts of the United States of America and Britain. I mean, I know I have a relation that returned after the year to returned to the U.S. and he and his family were heading to Boston, Massachusetts state in the U.S. They couldn't land in Boston because they had heavy snowstorm. That is understandable. But if it comes to the issue of, there is haze, there is zero vision, you can't see anything. No, those don't stop flight, in most civilized climates anymore because technology has taken care of that bit. So that's what we need at the moment. It's shameful that whenever we have a little Hamilton haze, we ground fly.
Okay, now let me quick.
We must go beyond this. We must go beyond this.
Okay, now we'll come back to that. You tell us what we need to do to make sure that issue is resolved whenever we have little or heavy haze. Okay, is the issue of the other sector of transportation. 2 weeks ago, you spoke on the fact that the roads are bad and they need very urgent work on our road, especially the Abuja, Lokoja, Benin Expressway. And now to look at this other area, which is the rail system, where President Muhammadu Buhari last week commissioned a rail line as well as 10 what do you call it now? As well as 10 coaches, and that has generated a whole lot of war of words between the governor of Kaduna State and Senator Ben Moribus. What are your thoughts on that?
I would, first of all, I would congratulate Mr. President for adding his own bid to what's been on right from the days of President Olusegun Obasanjo. One can only raise a thumbs up for Mr. President for doing something to make the rail business better than he made them. Having said that, let me counsel my fellow Nigerians to ignore the tantrums being thrown at each other by Senator Bembrouz and Governor El-Rufai. That, as far as I'm concerned, that's an unnecessary distraction. Government is a continuum. It's even more important that a particular government finished business started by a previous government than those that conceived and started them. But if you want to be fair to all, you can say that those that conceived from business did well to have thought through and come up with good infrastructural facilities for the nation. But it's also important that a succeeding government would have its own bid to make that sector better than it made it. So the issue of who started started and who is continuing and who is. If you ask me, that's absolute distraction. Nigerians don't need those kind of distractions. And by the way, if it is politics they are playing, then it's sad and unfortunate. Both of them used to be of PDP. Governor El-Rufai became who he is today on the platform of PDP. Enjoyed every good posting. Became the sugar minister of FCT under the PDP, and now he is APC. It's not time to throw death and dust at the party that made him who he is. So Nigerians should just ignore this distraction and face the hard fact that Mr. President thought it wise to add on to what he meant. And that is a good one. We should continue to add on, even in aviation. We should continue to add on. That is the essence of governance. It's all about improving what you met, making the lives of the people better than you met them, and developing our nation. Development is a continuous process. It never ends. Up until this day I'm talking to you, Joe, United States of America is still developing. I was in Houston, United States of America, not too long ago. That was in Texas State. And I was shocked and surprised to see some, roads that were filled with broken sections and a little bit of potholes here and there. And overnight, construction companies were busy scraping, and relaying the roads. In the almighty America, it's still going on up until this day. And so we're still very, very far away. We must continue to work to make our nation a better place.
Okay, now we must continue to work to make sure that Nigerians get ease when it comes to living, and of course we need to improve the kind of living of Nigerians. And but now, just to bring it back to aviation, the issue of the rail system was conceived, if we like, with the Obasanjo administration or with the Goodluck administration. Yes, it is really worthy of commendation to have government have an idea on how to develop some certain sector of the economy. And of course, the kudos also should be given to the man who, one would say, didn't conceive it, but he's ensuring that these ideas that were conceived before him is getting due attention, and we have been seeing that works are been going and to 100% completion. We must say congratulations, Mr. President. Now, on the issue of aviation, what kind of reform do you think we can have even if the current administration may not be able to complete it? We can have administration that will come after him, or the one that will come after the one after him, and then have it being done and completed in future. What kind of reform do you think we should have? Honorable Minister of State Harvey Silica has a great opportunity, right on his table, waiting for him to snatch. And that great opportunity is all about taking advantage of what the world told us late last year during the only ICAO forum held outside the Montreal, Canada, since 1944. The only one ever held outside Canada took place no other place than here in Abuja, Nigeria. And a lot of revelations came. We now know that we can put our acts together and access huge funds that are out there waiting to be accessed for aviation infrastructural development. I expect that the Honorable Minister should put together a powerful and knowledgeable committee to begin to install
top-of-the-range instrument landing system in all our international airports, side by side with the ILS, that's the instrument landing system that is compliant with the kind of onboard facilities that our airplanes have at the moment. Now, having said that, as soon as we're able to put them in place and then still have one that our backward local airplanes can use, for the moment, then the next stage will be to bring together the operating airlines we have in the country at the moment, bring them to a round table, work out a way that they can be helped to upgrade their airplanes, and work it out very responsibly. And when I say very responsibly, I mean financially, in a financially responsible fashion, so that they will understand that these monies spent to upgrade them must be refunded. And it's a possibility. You can really work it out in such a way that doing ticket sales, you agree on the percentage of the ticket sales that must be deducted on daily basis, to add up towards the refund of the loans they got from government, for the purpose of upgrading their airplanes. And over a short time, you'll find out that these monies should all be paid back, and the airlines should be better, our skies should be safer, and the issue of grounding airplanes wherever we have little Hamatan case will end. It's all about thinking it through and getting down to work. I mean, that's what must happen. That's the way in other climates, that's the way development, take place. There is absolutely no technical challenge that is impossible to deal with today in the world. Everything has a solution, but it may not be an easy one, but people have got to work at it. And that is a new attitude I want all Nigerians to begin to imbibe. It's all about hard work. Joe, this program that we are bringing across to the world, as I speak with you right now, I have my other phone hooked on to ITV Abuja.tv, and I am watching and looking at your beautiful face and looking at the posting of my data, or rather,
your profile.
To your right, just to prove to you that I am looking at you and I'm looking at the screen. This is technology, at work. Just imagine for 1 second. That ITV didn't upgrade to make what is going on right now, sitting in my bedroom, back home, putting up one telephone right, in front of me, and hooking on through my data services to ITV Abuja.tv and watching you live as I speak. I mean, Joe, this is exactly what we're talking about.
Okay.
All other aspects of our economy. We can do that in aviation, we can do that in rail, transport, we can do that in our road construction and the rest of them. We just have to get serious. And more importantly, eschew corruption, looting, eschew all those, and concentrate on spending our hard-earned money as a nation in developing this nation.
All right. Then now let's look at this other aspect of as it concerns passenger. We know that the rail system is working now. The transport, the fare is really affordable. It's about 1,200 at most, and it's safe. And people, of course, are rushing to, join the rail than using the vehicles because it is cheap and of course very, very safe, and they carry more people than they used to because of reformation. About 1,800 passengers are being carried from Abuja to Kano, and no, from Abuja to Kaduna, and Kaduna to Abuja on a daily basis. Now, if we look at a reform in aviation sector, how should that benefit the air travelers in terms of fares, which of course we know that is very, very expensive.
Are you talking about the airfares?
Airfares, I'm talking about airfares. Yes.
Or, let me understand exactly what the focus of your question
is. The focus here is, irrespective of the reform that may come in aviation sector, how will it affect airfares?
Well, it's all about the forces of demand and supply. If we were to have more successful airlines in place, inevitably prices will be forced down. And then of course again, if we were to have some kind of responsible funding. I continue to use the word responsible. Some kind of responsible funding, for the activities of the airline. You will find that the pressure, the financial pressure they have at the moment will be taken out to a great extent, and that will encourage them to drop their fares in order to have more people choosing the air, preferring the air to the road and to the rail. Of course, everywhere in the world, rail is meant to be the cheapest of all and carry more passengers, moving from one part of the country to the other. It doesn't stop the airlines from having a piece of their own action. The world is a kind of step by step. It's stratified, and so a group will always go by air. Those that can afford them at whatever level that you find.
Yeah, but should it be always exorbitant? Should it be always expensive?
No. That's why I'm saying that if we were to have, more successful airlines, you'll begin to have those that will make the sense, like you find in the U.S., for instance, who would tell you about body flights, EasyJet, EasyDab, and EasyDose. I mean, those come as a matter of supply. If you have a supply of more airlines and there is competition, and then you find that demand is lower than the supply of passengers, naturally the airlines will be forced to bring down the cost of their tickets, and then people would pick and choose those that are friendly to their pocket and fly them. But in a situation where you have just one or two, maximum 3 airlines doing the job, and you have passengers that are said to have booked, but when they get to the airport, they won't even find a seat. Of course, there will be pressure on the passengers. If they ask them to pay more money in order to find a seat, those that can afford them will pay more money. It's just the natural economic process.
Okay, now before we go,
natural economic process. We can only do everything we can to supply more services so that the cost of those services will come down.
All right, then that's it's taken, and it's key. We need to have more competition in the aviation sector that will, in a way, push down the price of airfares and offer qualitative services. Now, before we go, you know, time is usually our enemy on this program. We have quite a lot to say, but the time will definitely not allow us to go. Now, quickly, your last word before we end this segment with you.
Well, my dear great viewers, in 2018, my message is the same all the time. We must know that the only way is the way of honor. The cheapest way, the easiest way is the way of honor. And I always say to young people who want to listen to me, listen, you cannot be rich if you cannot be trusted. So let's all imbibe change, the real one, not the political change, the real change. Wherever you are and you have influence, no matter how small that circle of influence is, make sure that what's going on there is positive. Make sure that what's going there is legal. And you will find out that little pockets of positive things happening here and there will add up and give us a great nation we are looking for. This great nation we're looking for will never, I repeat, never fall from the skies. We've got to work on it. We've got to do what we have to do to have a great Nigeria.
All right, I must thank you for your time on the show this morning. The discussion, of course, has been with your #1 aviation freak, Mr. Gordon Ike. The profile, of course, is still on the screen, and we'll be looking at the need for reform in the aviation sector. We have seen that in the rail, and government after government is doing its bit, and that is what we have seen that President Muhammadu Buhari is doing, and we expect same in the aviation sector. The much we can go, it has been with your #1 aviation freak, Mr. Gordon Ike. Next week he'll be here, of course, to tell us what he has noticed, new findings in the aviation world.